I'm Corbett Wall with DB Auction, here with your feeder flash for Wednesday, July the 20th, brought to you in part by Safeguard. Is your dewormer working? Text the word SAFE to 48109 to get a free fecal test kit and find out. You'll also be entered for a chance to win a Traeger grill. Texas's fall run is happening right now, and I'm talking about down in the meat of Texas and central Texas and all the surrounding areas, almost going from border to border, top to bottom, except for the Texas Panhandle. We don't support a whole lot of grazing cattle up here in the Texas Panhandle anyway, and yes, it's terrible dry, but we're used to that. But down in central Texas, moving towards eastern Texas and sure South Texas, it is horrible dry. We've seen the trailer lines that's been running for the last three weeks. There's been no relief to speak of at all. One night there was a few little showers down in the hill country, but I mean, we need serious relief, like a big hurricane to come up through there and just dump, because I mean, it is terrible dry. The creeks and rivers are all dry, and the pond water is dried up, and I'm even hearing stories about wells that are drying up down in South Texas, but it's not been any relief yet. Selling a lot of cows. It's really hurt the cow market nationwide, the number of cows that are hitting in Texas. We've been talking about that here of late. A lot of bred cows, a lot of those going to slaughter. Nobody's got a place to put any, but a lot of light calves. Yes, it's bringing the bigger calves, but a lot of light calves. I mean, peewee calves that normally wouldn't sell until this fall. I was talking to my good friend Ellison Carter with Ellison Carter Cattle Company, and he told me that he is buying a lot of lightweight calves weighing under 3. If you guys are interested in some of those, get a hold of him. But you know, it may be easier to straighten up those peewee calves right now in the heat, even though we've got so much heat, than it will be in a couple of months whenever we get those big ranges and changes in your temperatures, like we always do in the fall. I don't know. But it would still be a challenge. But I tell you what, those cattle have got a lot of value to them. They're going to have more value as we get on later into the year, and you've got lots of options with little lightweight peewee calves. I mean, you've got every option in the world. I guarantee you, at some point in their cycle there, while you own them, there'll be a chance to make some money on those peewee calves. You can keep your costs down. You've got fewer and fewer options as you grow those cattle heavier and heavier, until you put them in the feedlot and lock the gate, and then your options have gone out pretty much. But having Texas's fall calf run right now, and that'll sure make a difference if you're trying to find wheat cattle later on in the summer and early this fall. If you're trying to find cattle to graze some wheat, saying that we might have some wheat pasture, who knows? But they're running right now, guys, and they'll be in tight supplies whenever you're ready to buy those when it comes time to normally buy wheat cattle. But what was the big news that we saw today on Tuesday was that Tyson was in the news, and it had to do with some legal stuff, and it wasn't the Farmer's Friend, JBS, which it typically is, but Tyson has been ordered to pay $2.5 million damages and $8 million punitive damages to an outfit called Zia Ag Consulting out of New Mexico. Now, what in the world could Tyson have done, and why would anybody find them guilty of anything? You know, Tyson and all your big four packers are notorious for not staying hooked with contracts. You know, during the pandemic, whenever their production went down big, they did not honor the contracts and the sweetheart deals that they had with their partner feeders, because they just let them set on the cattle. Well, they couldn't process them. Tough, you know. They still would have had to have you know, should have had to pay those guys What if you were putting cattle together for them and you had a deal for them to ship them cattle and they needed the cattle? Would they have been as understanding on that end of it if you didn't have the cattle to ship them? Well, that's that outfit up in Washington that would come up a bunch short on cattle, and they sued them and got paid off big time. But of course, Tyson was actually owned those cattle, and you say, well, it's against P&S regulation for packers to own cattle. Well, that gets complicated. Let's don't get all into that. But we've just passed a year since that executive order on competition and kind of holding some of these big food corporations' feet to the fire that President Magoo stood up there and read off the teleprompter. What's happened since then on that executive order? I haven't seen anything. The White House administration is endorsing Cattle Price Discovery and Transparency Act. We've got a couple of months here to get something done on that. Your lawmakers are getting back from their extended vacations, and they'll be coming in there, and hopefully we'll get a chance to get a vote on that. I'm sure we will in the Senate, and if it goes well, then I think we will in the House too. But we would like to get something done on that. But that all your cattlemen that are in favor of the alternative marketing agreements or the AMAs are totally against holding any level of negotiated trade in your fed cattle arena. Well, that contract that was in discussion here over this Tyson payout, that was a premium contract written in 2019 that they did not honor. And it was a big premium. It was on GAP certified cattle, which the GAP certified cattle that are suitable to go to Whole Foods, which is another multi-billion-dollar outfit there that has to do with Amazon and all the riches that go with that. But if you're going to produce GAP certified cattle, you've pretty much packed your lunch and you're going to be going with Tyson, because that's where they process the bulk of those cattle. And if Tyson, like they did in this case, decided that they were not going to honor that contract, then there you are. But it's amazing that that Tyson lost, and now they have a judgment against them for multi-million dollars. I'm sure that they're going to appeal that, and they would much rather change the venue, get it over into Texas or Kansas or somewhere like that where they rule, or especially Arkansas, where they rule everything there, including the universities and the politicians. But being over in New Mexico, they had a federal district judge there that said, well, let's see, you had a contract, you did not honor the contract, you're going to owe everything that it cost this outfit because you did not honor the premium contract, which was almost $2.5 million, and then we're going to give you punitive damages of $8 million. Wow! So that's quite a deal. We'll see what happens with that. JBS has just not too long ago paid $52.5 million because of price fixing. And we've been expecting the other three of the big four to come in and pay something similar to that. Of course, we've still got investigation going on that we've heard nothing about from USDA. We've still got multiple lawsuits against the big four, including the most recent, which is Cisco, which is your largest food service outfit in the United States. So tell you what, they've gotten a little bit too cute, and now they've got some big players kind of against them, and they're no longer winning everything. We're starting to see the media, the ag media, not always in the Packers' favor. This article that I give you the information out of on Tyson, I got from Drovers. But we've seen several big ag medias not necessarily on their side. We recently saw an article on an internet ag media page that was saying that maybe we need to get something done here with the Cattle Price Discovery and Transparency Act and things like that. So that's good. I'm glad we're starting to see that. Things are shaking a little bit. We might get something done on there, and it wouldn't surprise me if we did. Talk about your feeder cattle marketing. Of course, we've talked a lot about a lot of big videos this summer already. Of course, we've had the week in the Rockies with Superior. We've had the Western Video Market Sale, the big one in Reno. We've had the Big Bang. We've had the Blue Stem Special. This week, I'm not ignoring it, but Northern Livestock Video, way up there, the Goggins outfit out of there, out of Billings, Montana, where they hold it right there at Billings Live, having their big summertime classic there, and it just continues to be crazy. I want to give you a quote that I saw out of there on some yearlings. They were off the Small Ranch, which is near Lame Deer, Montana, which I love the name of that little town. That would be south of Billings there. But they sold 535 head, just 85% black yearling steers, to weigh 900 pounds in early October, and that's the key, early October. But 535 steers weigh 900 pounds in early October at $2 a pound, people. $2 a pound. I'm not a mathematician, but that's going to be very close to $1,800 per head, weighing 900 pounds, and you still, that's FOB. You got the freight yet to go, guys. And then you've got to feed them and figure out how to make, and then you think, well, they were program cattle. They were not program cattle. Those cattle had been implanted. Of course, they had all the shots and everything to go with, but had not been up to date or certified on any kind of a premium program. Now, we did see program cattle that sell a bit better than that, and even a little bit crazier, but I didn't see any that were much crazier than that. But some yearlings weighing heavy like that, bringing over $2 a pound, a lot of them were the GAP certified cattle. Well, if you're going to blow your brains out on some yearlings like that, GAP certified, you're kind of hoping that they stick to the deal on the premium, or you're not going to have very good luck making those cattle come out. Well, let's talk about your board on Tuesday. August live cattle futures up a dime at 135.72. October was up 50 cents at 141.10. Your back months on live cattle were all up 32 cents to up 75, which is significant because they were all up, but it was nothing big. Now, feeder cattle were up pretty big, and yes, it was because grains were lower. August feeder cattle up 207, 178.75. September up 237 at 181.80. Your back months on feeder cattle up $1.95 to up 2 1/4. Said your grains were lower. December new crop corn down 15.5 cents during regular trading on Tuesday, ending at 5.95 1/4. Beans, November new crop beans down 22 cents at 13.58 1/4. Kansas City hard red winter wheat for September. We are largely done with harvest, guys. Still fairly volatile with the hard red winter wheat down 4 3/4 cents, closing at 8.69 1/4 cents a bushel. What happened to that $12.50 a bushel they were advertising here just a couple of months ago? Fat cattle trade, very light. And why is it so light? Because we've seen that packers have got the highest summertime box beef cutout values that they've had so far, and they're wanting to buy cattle cheaper again. And we're really current. We're not as green as we were a few weeks ago, but we're really current. The only sales that I saw in the northern plains confirmed was Iowa on 300 head at 231 dressed. Had no confirmed negotiated sales out of Nebraska, Kansas, and of course Colorado is confidential. But here comes Texas, 4,600 head. I felt like it was probably one big outfit that sold a bunch. Of course, they had steers, heifers, and mixed fins, all selling at 136. Well, there's no basis for that, guys. Your August live cattle ended trading on Tuesday at 135.72. So no basis there, but still pulling the plug at 136. Some packer buyer talked them into it. But I tell you what, we've kind of hit a little spot here where it's kind of tough on our fat cattle. It's hot, and there's not a lot of cattle out there with a real premium quality carcasses like they've been used to, what they've been wanting ever since the pandemic when we got backed up and those cattle got obese and had the higher grading carcasses. But Even Yankton, South Dakota, $1 to $2 lower on their fat cattle auction on Tuesday. Another light run. It's hot up there too, guys. Conventional cattle through the ring there at Yankton, South Dakota. Stockman's Livestock bringing 135 to 143 with non-implanted, drug-free program cattle from 141 to 149. Box beef cutout values. I told you we had the highest choice cutouts we've had so far this summer. Tuesday afternoon at 270, 257. That was up 202. Selects up $1.07 at 243.73. Slaughter running along just about the same as last week, which was a big week. 250,000. That's just 1,000 less than the same period last week and 17,000 more than the same week a year ago. Talk about what else is going on. If you guys are looking for a change in your genetics, check out Limousine and LimFlex. They're focusing on feed efficiency, improved marbling, superior yield grade, and calving ease. Let Limousine and LimFlex take you full circle. For more information, go to nalf.org. Talk about your feeder cattle market. Your real-time index on DV auction late in the day on Tuesday set at 171.24, down 46 cents, and really the only day that it's been down since our 4th of July break, because everything's just been so wild. But it was sure lower a little bit. Did not have that many big premium sales, but I'm going to give you some impressive quotes all around the circuit, which I like to do, and I hope you guys like to listen to them. But some of your bigger sales: Ozarks Regional Stockyard, West Plains, Missouri, 3,700 head through the ring, a couple hundred more on their in-house video that they have nearly every week with help from DV Auction. Yearling feeders sold $4 higher where they were tested. Calves were steady to $4 lower, and spots as much as $6 lower. It's hot. It's hot, guys. Balling calves mostly, and nobody wants them in the heat. Beaver County Stockyards had a great sale. I told you on our last visit they were going to start early. They did. They started before 8 o'clock or before 7 o'clock actually. And look at all these strings of yearling feeder cattle, green grass yearlings, that sold before 8:30 at Beaver County Stockyards. Including in these is 191 head of 902-pound steers, bring 167 and a quarter in Beaver, Oklahoma, and 114 head of 850 pounders that bring 175.50. Big time quotes there, guys. How about winter livestock in La Junta, Colorado? That's John Campbell's sale over there in eastern Colorado. They sell 65 head, 854-pound steers at 173.60. Let's go up into Nebraska and check out Atkinson Livestock Market. Atkinson, Nebraska, right on the Yellow Brick Road right there. They sell 86 head of 708-pound steers at $199 through the ring there. I want to talk about Fredonia Livestock Auction in Fredonia, Kansas. My friend Brad Hahn owns and runs that sale, does a great job with it, and have a good sale every week, but about once a month they hop up with a humdinger. They had a lot of prestigious quotes through the ring, also had some in-house video cattle, and to me Fredonia Livestock was the Zoetis stick-out sale of the day. Just the way that they offered marketing options for those people, and they're right there at the edge of the Flint Hills, guys, and on their in-house video they sold the Pickett Ranch had 250 head of black spayed heifers in there to weigh 800 pounds this week, delivery out of Howard, Kansas. They're bringing $171. Heifers, spayed heifers weighing 800 pounds. How about Imperial Auction Market, Imperial, Nebraska? They had a great sale. They can sell peewees or they can sell yearlings. They sold 55 head of 374-pound peewee steers at $252 and 175 head of 804-pound steers at $186.50. How about Bluegrass Stockyards, Lexington, Kentucky? That's the flagship, big fancy brand new outfit right there. And I was talking to Jim Akers, who's the general manager over all the bluegrass markets there. He told me at Lexington this week they had 850 head of yearlings off one outfit. You just don't see that very often, anywhere east of the Mississippi. But very impressive there, and I didn't catch who that was, or he didn't tell me, but I just thank that individuals for selling his cattle at auction and through an auction ring right there. And they had a load of steers there in Lexington, Kentucky on Tuesday. 55 head of them, weighed 903 pounds at $166.90. Put wheels under those babies. But the best quote that I saw anywhere on Tuesday, your National Beef Wire top quote for the day, is one of the highest quotes that I've seen on commodity Flint Hill steers all summer long. It was out of Denny Rezac Livestock Commission Company, St. Mary's, Kansas. Green grass yearlings there, steers, 109 head, weighed 942 at $178.35, St. Mary's, Kansas. That's your feeder flash for Wednesday.